Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now this week we're going to be talking about my 5 least favorite anime protagonists. When I say anime protagonists, I mean the main character of the story. When I say I don't like the anime protagonist for the story, I don't mean I don't like the series itself. Now, for the 5 protagonists I am going to pick, I will be picking one per series, so I will not be picking more than one character from a series. So this will just be the main character. Other than that, let's just get into the video. Let me give myself 2 honorable mentions before I get into my 5 least favorite anime protagonists. So, one of my least favorite that I don't want to put in my top 5 really, or really put it in any list, is Goku. I know it's a shocker. I know people love Goku, and I know people are always going to say, but can he beat Goku? Can Naruto beat Goku? Can Luffy beat Goku? Technically, I don't care. I can beat Goku. You know why? Because Goku's not real. It's not that serious.
Are you sure about that?
It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku! It's me, Goku! It's me!
Here's some of the reasons why I don't like Goku. There's no character development for Goku per se. Some of the things that people enjoy the most is his ability to keep on growing stronger and always having the will to fight and train and always wanting a stronger opponent. But that just doesn't do it for me. That just doesn't really keep him interesting. Characters who develop emotionally and mentally. And yeah, Goku gets smarter at learning how to fight. But other than that, like, the man just causes issue upon issue upon issue for the people around him. He has no lack of understanding of danger for the Earth. And yeah, I know it's Dragon Ball and we're going to always have the Dragon Balls to bring people back to life, so there's no consequences. But Goku is just annoying, bro. Like the Universe Tournament arc, where he only wanted to do that because he wanted to fight strong people, but did not care about any of the repercussions that happened to people from the other universes getting killed. And it's almost like it's no way he would have known that they were going to be able to get wished back. He didn't even know if he was going to win. So he was willing to sacrifice everything just so he can get a fight. Super annoying. So now going into my other honorable mention, we're going to go into some people's childhood friend, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. Now, I know you might be saying, are we really considering Pokemon anime? Yes. It's in Japanese. It's from Japan. And it's anime, so that's all I really got for you. Now, some of the reasons why I don't like Ash isn't entirely the character's fault, but it is the character's fault. It's the writing staff, and it's always the writing staff if you really want to get technical. But Ash just has no sense of growth through each season and each region that he goes through, and it gets tiring after a while. It's like, man, did you not know that fire was weak against water, bro? And just, does Pikachu always have to go back to level 1? But Pikachu's not the issue. It's more Ash. He seems to just get dumb in every region he goes to and starts over. And I get it. It's supposed to be new game, and Pokemon's supposed to be timeless, and it's supposed to be for the younger generation, and it's not for me, who's about to be 30 years old. So just let it go. But really, I just think we could do better. I mean, there could be a version of Ash that doesn't have to be completely incompetent and just doesn't really know how to be a trainer. So those are one of the more annoying things that I don't really like about Ash as a character and what they do with him. All right, now let's get into my 5 least favorite. I'm going to go in order from least hated to most hated out of the 5 anime protagonists from these different series. Getting into number 5. Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. I'm not the biggest fan of the first part of JoJo, and the second part, I love Joseph Joestar. So the Hamon that's kind of placed in there, I'm a big fan of that battle system. But then once stands came into play, I became a fan. But here's the thing with Stardust Crusaders. Jotaro is the least interesting character out of the whole group. Whether it be Kakyoin, Joseph Joestar, Polnareff, shoot, I forgot the other guy's name. Abdul? Muhammad Abdul? I forget. Oh well, whatever. He's just the least interesting person. He's abrasive, he doesn't get along with everybody, and everybody just kind of has to deal with him. everybody else in the main group has great interactions with each other. Joseph Joestar as an old man is hilarious, especially every time he's always screaming, "Son of a bitch! Holy shit!"
Horace head! Horace head! Horace head! Son of a bitch!
Like all that stuff, like I'm a fan. Jotaro Kujo just, his stand is super basic. Like I get it, he punches hard, and you know, maybe he gets a little bit more interesting in some of the other future parts of the series, but in this part, he's just very standard cookie cutter tough guy, and that just doesn't do it for me. There's no depth to the character, and he's just not interesting. Those are the main reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, getting into my fourth spot, I'm gonna go with Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. Here's Eren Yeager's kind of character for the most part. Season 1, he's angry. Season 2, betrayed. Season 3, lost. Season 4, complete savage. He's a monster. Now, I'm gonna get into spoilers for the manga right here. So, if you are only caught up with the current season of the Attack on Titan anime, which is halfway through season 4, you gotta cut this part of the video off, and you might as well skip ahead to the next pick. Reasons why I dislike Eren. He's just annoying, honestly. That first part, he really has no depth. Everybody's more interested in him. Levi's more interested in him. Mikasa's more interested in him. Armin, yeah, he's annoying, but Armin is still more interesting than him. The fact that the way that he wants revenge so blindly, and he also is not smart, and he's not that strong, he's not special, he knows all these things, but he still finds a way to just be the least favorite person in the room, like the least favorite person on the panel. He's like, I'm gonna kill the Smiling Titan, I'm gonna kill the Colossal Titan, I'm gonna kill all Titans, I'm gonna save humanity, and his plan is to do everything is so ass backwards. Especially once you get towards the ending of the series, where you feel like, why are you doing all this? Couldn't you have found a better way? Because with his ability to use the Attack Titan's powers to talk to himself through different planes of time, at least that's how I perceived the powers, he could have just found a better way, and it just seemed like all of it was for no reason, especially with the actual Paramount ending, where he seemed to just be wanting freedom for all his people that he actually wrote with on his island, and still somehow fails for the most part. Granted, the mangaka chose to go with the option of it kind of being for nothing and war coming anyway, and maybe that's the lesson of the series, but Eren as a whole, it just, the transformation his character took on went from being refreshing and interesting after the time skip to then becoming convoluted and making little sense, and now it just seems like a little kid, especially when he was talking to Armin in the Titan realm, complaining like, oh man, I just wish I could have been with Mikasa, and I just wish I could have did all these things, and these are seeds that kind of weren't planted beforehand. So his character just comes off as, you know, Sasuke-esque and wanting revenge and wanting what's best for his people, but then just coming up really empty at the ending point, where it just shows that this was kind of for nothing, and doesn't seem like it was as well thought out as you thought, especially with the countless lives he ended up, you know, sacrificing just for looking out for his people. And I feel you. I'm gonna look out for mine too. I get it. But in regards to as a protagonist, somebody else could have just did a better job out of that cast. That's it there. Now, going into my number 3 pick. This is also going to be a little controversial, and I'm going to preface this by saying I have not read After the Chimera Ant arc. So, if you guys hit me with any information of Gon gets better for this reason, or Gon improves after this, I'm going to let you know. I stopped where the anime stopped. I was not trying to really read the manga. It's also hiatus, ex-hiatus, the way that the mangaka writes. And it's just so much description and narration, and because of his health, I'm good. I'm just gonna pass.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Anime, it was alright to me. I enjoyed it. It's not in my top 10, but I do understand the hype for it. Getting back to Gon. To me, he's kind of the annoying protagonist, extremely narrow-minded. Killua is much more interesting than Gon, and Kurapika, way more interesting. And Leorio, I wanted so much more Leorio. It's just that Gon is just very cookie cutter to me. The prior series created by the mangaka Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke Urameshi, was just way more in depth and way more fleshed out, whereas Gon is just very bland. I mean, yes, he's the typical shonen, outgoing and kind of dumb and, you know, really loving and attracts friends around him because of his attitude. But for the most part, Gon is a cold-hearted person when it comes to fulfilling his own needs. He's extremely selfish. He always wants what he wants and then will always somehow put other people in danger or put his friends in an uncomfortable situation, all because of his naivete, or whether it be his impulsiveness. He's determined to have everyone around him just kind of follow his lead, which, you know, shows leadership and shows the ability to think on his own. But he'll bring down people with him just for the sake of it. He's probably a lot similar to like his dad, Jing, but he just disobeys direct orders all the time, especially when people are looking out for him. He just jumps into situations that he's completely unequipped for, especially during the Chimera Ant arc and during Greed Island. He just does what he wants all the time, whether it's to the detriment of the people around him. And granted, great scene when he aged himself up by doing that Nen contract when he was fighting Neferpito, but for the most part, it was just like, alright, cool, what more am I gonna get from this character? And then the annoying part is, when he did get to meet his dad, it was just super underwhelming. It was just like, bro, we were talking about you meeting your dad this whole time, and now you just don't care. Alright, can we just make this show about Killua at this point, or Kurapika? Because it would just be just way more interesting. And his powers are so mid. He might as well just be doing a Gomu Gomu no, because the Janken Pon, the rock paper scissors thing it's not it for me. All he does is make his fist glow and punch really hard for the most point. Luffy just does it much more interestingly than Gon to me. But other than that, those are kind of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Gon Freaks from Hunter x Hunter. Alright, now getting into the number 2 spot. I feel like I may have a lot of people who are on my side about this opinion. Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku from My Hero Academia. Deku has to be one of the biggest crybaby protagonists I've seen in all the anime that I've watched. It is absolutely annoying. Honestly, the way that he got his powers, it's kind of bullshit. You know? That, like, he ate a hair, fine, whatever. All Might picked him instead of Mirio, which, for the dumbest reason, like, the premise of his story is just rather ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna be a hero even if I don't got no quirk. Bro, you live in a world where everyone has quirks. You're not gonna be able to do this with no quirk. Like, it's not happening. And especially because you were thinking about doing it when you didn't even have gains. Like, you wasn't even working out. You wasn't fit. No nothing. Like, you're not Asta. Like, Asta does the no powers in a power world much better. Even though he's extremely annoying with all his screaming, but it becomes a lot more endearing. And he becomes a character that makes the people around him better. People just worship Deku in the series just because he's always self-harming himself. He worships All Might. He worships Hero Society to no end, and doesn't understand the intricacies of and the flaws of how the government and the Hero Society itself kind of messes up society as a whole and how they handle things. Also, his obsession with Bakugo is toxic. It might be top 5 toxic relationships, honestly. Like, why is he so obsessed with Bakugo as his friend when all he did was bully him? Granted, yes, as time goes on, Bakugo learns to have a little bit more respect for him. But God, leave, bro. Now, spoiler warning for the My Hero Academia manga. Granted, Deku gets a little bit better during the war arc, but it's not per se his personality. It's just that the action around him is so good that you kind of get overshadowed by Deku's kind of annoyingness overall. And then after the war arc, where he decides to do the smart thing on in his opinion at least, to leave UA and let his classmates stay in the school and stay safe because All For One's after him, and let the citizens who are staying at the school also be safe because they're there for shelter after the huge war. But what convinces him to come back just seems so dumb. Like, they didn't really say much to convince him to change his whole mindset, and he was acting like he was gonna fight them back to stay away. And he, for the most part, yeah, he was beat down and he was weak, but it just seems super just trivial for the most part. It's just like, why did we do this in the first place? It's like they were trying so hard to get him to this next tier of the way he thinks and the way the character is, and then they just said, nah, we're gonna keep him the same. But that's still to be seen. We don't know what's gonna happen here, because I'm pretty sure My Hero's in its final arcs at this point. So, but for now, Deku is definitely number 2 in my least favorite. And now it's time for number 1. Numero uno, the creme de la creme. My least favorite anime protagonist, and that is Boruto Uzumaki from bum-ass Boruto. So many reasons I could say why. The list goes on, but honestly, Boruto is he's just a drag. He's a drag to watch and read and see on screen. It's just, they chose to make him the anti-Naruto. Boruto as a character is super gifted and has the ability to use almost every chakra nature I done seen so far. I've seen him use wind style, I've seen him use lightning style. I feel like I've seen him use fire and water style and earth style already. I feel like I've seen it at least. I mean, granted, they have the ninja tools that give him so much options, but it's so OP for no reason. And then he still finds a way to be in the way all the time. Granted, he's stronger than all the other useless characters they decide to introduce in his class, besides Sarada and Mitsuki, who they don't even give barely enough screen time. It's not even about the team anymore. It's about Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke and Kawaki. Like, that's honestly what the main cast is. They shouldn't even made a team 7. I digress. Boruto is always in the way. Every fight he goes into in the manga, and I'm not counting the anime and the filler arcs that are in the anime, but in the manga, it's always the main fight is Naruto and Sasuke versus somebody. Boruto finds a way to sneak in there or sneak into any situation and always makes it worse. And if we're just going to have a plot device that is considered the wrench in the machine that's just going to make everything worse, that is Boruto. That is Boruto in a nutshell. He will always make it worse, and everybody else has to fix it. Also, the biggest flaw of this character is the ungratefulness and the annoyingness of how upset he is over something like Naruto, the Hokage, not being able to spend enough time with him, as if he's not taking care of the whole village, as if he's not the strongest person in the village, as if he didn't save the whole world with Sasuke in the 4th grade ninja war. None of that matters. He's just always complaining, me. I honestly wish the series was called Himawari. I wish it was about Naruto's daughter so we can get a different take and get a female protagonist. But no, we got a copy and paste of what Naruto looks like to getting this thing called Boruto. And I just don't know how you're supposed to like him and what is endearing about him. Kawaki's much more interesting as a character. And yes, you can say that, yeah, but Boruto is learning what it's like to have other people in his life that means a lot and all this other stuff by having Kawaki as his fake brother. And it's just like, so what? I don't care. I don't care about him. I'm only here, honestly, for the Naruto Sasuke fights. I'm only here for that. I'm only here for when they're getting busy. Boruto is literally just trash. His vanishing Rasengan, they just ass pull after ass pull to make him fake useless. And God, I know the Naruto movies be trying to give Naruto just different Rasengans to like do ass pull saves, but this Boruto situation is just, he's just not a likable character. I haven't encountered anybody that I know who personally enjoys watching Boruto on screen. This just could have been about anybody else. Anybody else in this show, this series, this manga could have been about. But no. It's about Boruto. I'm like jittering because I'm angry about it because I love Naruto. I have the tattoos. I have plenty of figures, and just to see what they've done with this sequel series. And granted, it's not by Kishimoto. It's not by the original manga of Naruto, for anybody who doesn't know. But still, this shit is ass, boy. He is ass. And that is my final pick for my 5 least favorite anime protagonists, as well as with 2 honorable mentions. I really want to thank you guys for sticking through to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like button. If you didn't, I guess you'll hit the dislike button. I hope you don't. As well, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell to get notified for some more videos that I upload. I don't have a current schedule yet of how I'm doing this and when things are going to go up, so that way you kind of know as soon as I put it out there. Once again, thank you guys. I really appreciate it for tuning into my channel, The Real Croc, and enjoy your life.
I'm feeling great and feel the vibe. I'm really grateful we alive. And I'm feeling great cause lately I've been on the way to something great. And I feel alive cause I